Let's bring in head softball coach Gordon Eakin of the BYU Cougars. Gordon, welcome back to Studio B, brother.
Thank you.
A lot going on with softball, oddly enough, in November. You sign 5. We'll talk about those in a minute. And then you release your 2016 schedule, which is always extremely tough. If you're unfamiliar with softball but you know football, I'm just going to read some of the names on here. Wisconsin, Tennessee, Notre Dame, Boise State, Stanford, UCLA, Missouri, Arizona, Oklahoma, Texas. And those are just from the football perspective. You always play a really tough schedule. What's it like putting that together?
Well, I think this year is probably our most aggressive schedule, first of all. And those schools that you read, they have the same tradition as football. They're extremely talented, and they're going to be a nice test for us. So we're excited about that schedule, and we've purposely put together that schedule because our team is at that level now, and that's where we want to compete.
Is this to prepare yourself for a super regional? I know you guys are really good at getting to the regional. You almost up the ante, I guess, at some point.
Yeah, I mean, we've been developing over the years, and I think we finally arrived to where we believe we can play with anybody at any time, and our goal is not just a super regional, it's the College World Series. So to get there, you got to play those teams that you're gonna have to go through or meet there, and that's our intention, and that's what we're doing.
Coach, what's the creation process like when you are putting together a schedule like this?
Well, first of all, you kind of have to think about the fact that we practice inside, all of January, December, sometimes November, although the weather's been very favorable this year. But you try not to attack it right out of the chute with your first tournament, going against top 10 teams that are getting to practice on the dirt and practice outside and pitching their cleats on dirt. And so you try to scale that, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you play the type of opponents that you want to. And sure as I'm standing here right out of the chute, our second game of the year, we get Tennessee. And
Look out.
So we're going to have to get ready real quick and maybe practice the night that we get to Arizona for that tournament, where the next day we get Tennessee. And it's exciting. Our girls are ready for it.
Let's step aside from softball for a second and talk about Brian Logan and the relationship with the softball team. There was an instance where you had to adjust your practice because of one Brian Logan back in, 2010? Maybe winter 2011, I think?
2011 would be, yeah.
You mind telling us that story?
Yeah.
Well, sorry I brought that up earlier. I didn't know that would be talked about
Of course
today,
it would.
But, of course, you were preparing for pro day or something, working out, getting ready, and the IPF is obviously the place you need to do that. And we recognize the fact that you were doing that, and we support football and your efforts. And so we pretty much moved out of your way and allowed you to do your thing and get ready for your pro day. And it was a great honor to do that for you. It was exciting.
I appreciate that, Coach. And, I ended up having the whole IPF to myself to run.
The whole IPF to yourself.
40s and all, yeah.
And there's a crew of 20 or 30 people that need the facility, Brian?
He shut it down. He came in and said, look, this man is trying to make, millions of dollars. Let's go ahead and end practice early so this man can train. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Brian, if you make it, please send a donation to the sound team because we had a party.
Help us get a turf field we can practice on in the fall.
I do remember making that comment. And now that you're starring in television, the same thing applies.
Yeah, okay.
All of a sudden, softball is going to have nicer cleats this year, all of a sudden.
I'll get my checkbook out.
So the schedule is certainly challenging, and I believe that first game is February 11th. So that's, we're less than 3 months away from that. But you play a fall schedule as well, fall ball. What do you get out of that? How many games do you play, and what does that do for you?
You're allowed 8 games in the fall per NCAA rules, and it just allows you to bring in your new recruits and see how they fit into your system and into your team and see what they're going to bring to the table before you hit the ground running in February. And then it's the continued development of your current team as well, with those new pieces added in. And it's really important to us. And we had a great fall, played really well. Got a chance to have Washington, which is a perennial top 20 team, come to Miller Park and play us. And we were played very well against them, beat them that day, and shows our players that they can compete with anybody. And so fall is a developmental time and a really important time for us.
Coach, you're probably going to give me a coach's answer here, but with this with this loaded schedule, what game are you looking forward to the most? If you had to choose one, you're talking to your wife, family, somebody sitting down off air, off the record. what would you say?
That's a tough one. You know, we play so many storied programs and so many good teams that it's really hard to just pick one. I think all of those series that were mentioned before, the Oklahoma, the Texas, the Tennessee, I think maybe if I had to answer it with one, it would be Tennessee, because we have a great relationship with Ralph and Karen Weekly, the co-head coaches at Tennessee, and they're always very respectful when they play us, even though we try really hard to beat each other. But it's just a great competition and challenge for us. And so I think Tennessee would be that answer.
I applied, coach. That's why I was clapping. I applied you.
He
I
answered you?
Yeah, you gave me the answer. I thought you were going to give me, the next game.
White Mountain
next
versus
game.
Rocky Top. That's where he went. That's what he went with.
Actually, the answer would be the first game we win is the most looked forward to game.
You signed 5 players who will join you not in 2016, but I believe the 17 season. You want to tell us a little bit about that group?
Yeah, we're excited. We had a successful recruiting effort for the 2016 class and signed 5 players, very talented, 2 pitchers that in Carissa Veramontes and Arissa Paulson that I think can compete at the top level of Division I and give us a chance to win at a very high level, and will be very nice additions to our staff. We have Lina Suasua from East High School that is a left-handed power player that can catch, play the outfield. She can hit the ball hard. She's got sneaky speed. She's quick, and so we're really looking forward to her adding strength and power and speed to our lineup. Brooke Vanderhyde is out of Alta High School, and she is my kind of player. She's tough. She's gritty. She refuses to be beat. Left-handed speed player that plays the outfield, and I just really like her grit and her determination. And then Riley Jensen is from Idaho, and she may be we have a lot of really good athletes in our program and have had in the past, but Riley may be the purest athlete we've ever had join us in our program. I really look forward to watching Riley play and working with her, because the sky's the limit for Riley.
At Soto_Vic, former BYU football player as well, as you're familiar with. He said, Eakin seems chill. I'd play for him.
Well, that's very nice of him.
Think?
I appreciate that comment.
If there's a softball team that maybe Vic could play on with you at some point, maybe we get Vic involved.
Yeah, well,
I don't know about his game, though. Intramurals?
Yeah. Intramurals would be good, yeah.
And I don't do that anymore. I coach, I don't play, so he's going to miss that opportunity. But I really appreciate that comment.
I don't even know Vic's game, but he's an athlete.
I vouch for you, Vic. Vic, you're an athlete, man.
Speaking of athletes, yeah, Vic Soto.
He can come down and hit off of our pitchers.
That would be fun.
Along with you and Spencer.
I think we need to do that.
Yes,
yeah. And Brian.
Yeah,
and Brian.
definitely.
Yeah. Let's all go hang out.
Yeah,
That'd be fun.
Let's do that.
And after you're done failing, then I'll pitch to you.
I went up against Summer Tobias a couple years ago, and it's been a decade next year. Wow. And yeah, I got 1 foul ball, I think.
It's an experience. We should do that.
Nice. Speaking of pitchers, is McKenna Bull still really good?
And getting better.
Getting better?
Yeah, she's had a great fall, and she's working hard. Oftentimes she's the first one there to pitch and the last one to leave, and she's determined to be great. And not only is she very, very good now, I think she's on her way to being great.
Nice.
Fantastic stuff. Well, congratulations on those signees. The schedule looks, like you said, really challenging. And we have a new flag on our set. Do you mind signing that one? I think you signed the old one.
Yes.
Can you sign this one as well?
Absolutely.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Gordon Eakin of the BYU softball team. Go ahead and sign it now if you want.
Okay.
Look forward to those broadcasts as well on BYUtv in the spring. Good stuff.